Good morning. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video today for you guys. What's up with you guys? It is it's the weekday. Just checking in with you folks. I wanted to jump on really quick to give my thoughtful opinion. I mentioned before in the past that I would talk about movies and music and games sometimes on this channel. Just to give my overall opinion, I wanted to talk today about the movie that everyone's talking about, not Mortal Kombat. Although I did grow up in that area, I am Sub-Zero. See how they did Jack's arms? But no, I wanted to talk today about the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. Pretty good movie, pretty good. It's a good, when I do things, the way I listen to music or watch movies or anything, I try to make sure that it's something of substance. I mentioned that in the past I'm very big on like horror movies and things like that. My father taught me at a young age that before I watch these things and have them influence my mind, in ways that they shouldn't be influencing mine. You let young kids watch horror movies, they have nightmares and things like that. But talking about Judas and the Black Messiah, based around Chairman Fred Hampton's life, was a pretty good watch. It actually went by too fast. I don't want to criticize the movie too much. Although art imitates life, and both life and art should be judged. Art is everyone should have a different perspective when it comes to art, and judging someone or being judged helps us figure out where we're going right and where we're going wrong in this world. But my gosh, why they standing right in front of each other? Why do they have to yell across the house? My God. So with this movie, it was pretty interesting. We had movies in the past like Selma and the one with Oprah Winfrey and Donald Glover. Danny Glover. So yeah, interesting movies. I was familiar with the Black Panther Party. Actually, ironically, some of the first videos that I uploaded to this channel were quick videos about gangs, joining gangs, or people being in gangs without even knowing. America is a gang, and this country is divided into several different gangs, smaller gangs. In another video, learn how to debate. So ironically, those two videos I uploaded on my page probably about 2 years ago, about joining gangs and learning how to debate and things like that. So things fall into place. Sometimes the world works in mysterious ways. There's divine timing and a lot of things. So it was actually kind of funny. Watching that video, you know that I have an understanding of gangs, and where they come from, the Bloods and the Crips, even the Black Panther Party. I think I actually created a video on it in the past, but I never got a chance to upload it or something like that. But yeah, the Black Panther Party is not a hate group, not a terrorist group, nothing like that at all. I have a very strong sense of right and wrong, being a Libra myself. So I know when people are suffering. I know when people are not suffering. I have a very good judge of character. And I make this joke or this, this statement before in the past when it comes to, black people getting constantly killed out in the street by cops. Now imagine if this world was flipped on its head, and instead of having white police, we had Black Panthers. The president was black. Everything in this country was predominantly black. And we had the Black Panthers as the police force. How would white folks feel if black folks came into their community without their permission and just started killing their kids, choking out their mothers and fathers? dismantling their groups. Oh, Karen and Chad wants to have a book club, bothering no one. Just like how black folks sit in church. Oh, Karen and Chad want to sit out, want to have a book club. Let's just go bother them for no reason. Let's go kick in their door, even though they may be half naked, eating ice cream, watching HBO in their sofa, and just shoot them up. Imagine if and you're so scared of black folks. You look at a 9-year-old black man or a 10-year-old black boy as a grown-ass man. So imagine you had big 6'3", 220-pound black men running in your house, just throwing people on the floor unjustly, just saying, get on the floor. We're the Black Panthers, this, and that. Imagine a world like that. But this is not... Oh, we have a world like that, but it's with the old slave patrol from 5 years ago that's been turned into the boys in blue. That like to pull people like me over, even though I'm dressed in a suit and tie, coming home from a long days of work, not bothering anybody, listen to headphones, but they would pull up on someone like me saying that I fit a description, although I'm wearing a suit and tie, and shove guns in my face while I'm showing them my work badge, while I have dress shoes on, bothering people for no reason. Now, they didn't teach us much about the Black Panther Party growing up. I had to research a lot of this stuff as I got older. Getting out of. I mean, basically, what they taught us in school was, the Black Panthers were a group of people that, they carried around guns, basically. They mentioned the KKK, of course. I mean, do we really need an educational course on the KKK? I mean, we probably do in this country. I mean, everything is so in your face. I mean, why would we need an explanation of what the cops is when we can see what they do in our communities every day? So when the groups of people are suffering, you have people like me, or you have people like young Chairman Fred Hampton, who was assassinated at 21. That's the crazy part about it. When people think about how young he was, and like I mentioned, time is irrelevant. Time is a farce. Even in 2021, the 22-year-olds or the 21-year-olds of yesterday are now the 10, 11, and 12-year-olds of the future. So, age is not something that, we have to be afraid of, or we're too young, or we're getting older. I want to mention this, speaking of Fred Hampton, there's a young African girl, I forgot what her name is, but she's become very influential on the African continent. I'm not sure how old she is. She has to be under 16. She looks like she's 8, but she speaks so eloquently, so feminine, and she speaks so strongly about why is the world so worried about things that they shouldn't be worried about, other than helping Africa, where the place that everything comes from, helping children, the future. So I listened to this little girl have this rant about how she feels and get a standing ovation from political figures all over the world. So there's people out doing things. We change the world in small ways, in small TikToks. The Black Panthers, they patrolled the streets of their neighborhoods, in case people wanted to come into their neighborhoods and bomb churches and spit on little black boys and girls and bully them just for trying to walk to school. We had these men dressed in all black excellence, walking through the neighborhood with handguns. Like, don't stop torturing our people. They did create breakfast programs in order to feed the youth and feed the community. That is where the prison industrial complex and the school, and where the school got a free lunch from. This is something that I grew up with in the 80s over in Overtown. The community park would, and I don't even think parks do this nowadays. The people that ran the park every day at lunchtime, they would come out and give out free sandwiches and give out free lunches and give out free drinks. So I actually kind of remember some of that stuff, from all that long time ago, 3, 4, 5 years old. So something that I'm very familiar with, it's just a lot when it comes to that whole movement. But again, very influential people during the time that they were very influential. We had MLK, we had Malcolm X, we had different people. We had Sam Cooke, we have the Native Son, we have so many great idealists, so many good producers, so many great artists, so many great humanitarians, so many great humans, period. So many great black humans. But yeah, interesting story. I'll probably elaborate on it more in the future. Sorry, I literally only been up for about 20 minutes. you know me, I'm up all night. And then as soon as it passes like 6 or 7 o'clock, I'll try to like go to sleep for like an hour or two. So yeah, I kind of stumble over my words a little bit. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, it kind of runs hand in hand. You treat people a certain way in order to be treated a certain way. I had to really comment on this B. Simone thing, which even shouldn't even really be that big. People try to equate her. I don't want to make this assumption or this comparison, but she's kind of going the route of the Kevin Samuels, when she's trying to tell women, hey, you guys are playing the wrong game right now. And you're playing the wrong game or you're playing the wrong role. You're playing the role of a man. You're playing the role of an alpha woman living in a world that's not concerned with alpha women. Black girl magic. Black women have so much education and student loan debt in this world that if they try to get with a man is not going to want to get with a woman that thinks she's smarter than him, especially a woman that's going to mess up the money financially. The biggest way to end a relationship and the biggest contributor to divorces is financial mishaps. If you mess up my money, that's it. We can get over a cheating scandal. I'll just go cheat. No, I'm just playing. We don't do those immature tit for tat games. But if I found out that you took $3,000 out of my account to go buy a damn bag, we have an issue here. So yeah, just to give my quick my quick 2 cents on things like that. Women have to be open-minded. See, women do too much of this. They do too much talking. I don't blame them. They're the original writers. They're the original feelers. They're the original creators of language. Eve sat in the garden cultivating language with a snake. So yeah, they talk a lot. They do all this. They do all this talking. They just have to learn how to quiet themselves sometimes. Women deal with a lot because they stress themselves out a lot. That's why it's good for women to take vacations and have changes of scenery, or be with a man that's calm, that's able to not trigger them. And even the other way around. Some men are emotional, or some men deal with a lot. We got to remember that we were all slaves, and the best stress reliever for us was sex. Let's be honest. Black women were passed around in the cotton fields, not only by white men, by black men as well. So there is a sexual aggression and there's a sexual frustration. These women think the only thing that they have to offer is sex. But men, we worked all day. We whipped each other all day, and the only stress reliever that we had was sex. So that's why we have so many kids and so many big families, and your grandfather or your great grandmother had 10, 15 brothers and sisters, because that's just the way it was. Even here in Florida in the 1950s and the 1960s in West Palm Beach, Belglade area, we still had people This is the 1900s now. While people were fighting for civil rights, we had Aboriginals, um, or mixed generation people, still picking cotton and peanuts and things like that for less than $1 a day when you got a whole family of 10 to feed. So, diving more into this, conversation about the things that B. Simone, Kevin Samuels, these dating coaches, and I'm not a dating coach. I don't aspire to be a dating coach. I mean, I'm able to answer those types of questions because it has to deal with life. I'm a life coach. We're in Earth School. We got bigger lessons to learn than just love. You have your life. You have 100 years to live or 120 years to live. Love should be only 10%. One piece of the puzzle of your life. You don't waste or spend your whole life looking for love. Love comes from inside you. When you work on yourself and you become the person that you're meant to be, the universe bows to you and sends you everything that you need. It's called the law of attraction. Different universal principles and esoteric practices. It's funny how when you lose your wallet or you lose your keys or you lose your remote control to your TV in the house and you're trying to look for it for the next hour and you cannot find it. But when you pay it, when you don't pay attention to it and you do something else, i.e. bettering yourself, bettering your surroundings, just clean up your house. Guess what? Unknowingly, you're going to come across it. It's called the law of attraction. But yeah, with the whole B. Simone, women want money, women want intelligence, they want all these things so much, they focus on it so much that it runs away from them. Intelligence runs away from them. Money runs away from them. Men, good men, run away from them. And the funny part is these intelligent women cannot have intelligent conversations with intelligent men. You want a master's degree, but the real intelligence is running away from you. You want money, but in order to get this high education, the money's running away from you. You owe $100,000 in student loan debt. You want a man, you trying to get a man so bad, shaking your ass on social media, but men like me, I have to block people on my stories, block people on my, I thought you was a good wholesome girl. But now you done sneaked a twerk video on my damn timeline. I don't have time for that. Delete, block, snooze for 30 days, whatever I gotta do to get that out of my energy. That's not how you attract a man. It's not how you do it. You attract a man by being subtle. And I'm not a woman, so I'm not here to teach young girls or grown-ass women that's older than me how to attract a mate. It's funny, I was giving this speech and the next door neighbor just walked outside. She was looking at me like, what is this guy talking about? And that's the thing, women don't want to listen. Women don't understand. They can hop in their fancy cars and drive somewhere, but they can't but they can't come out of their house in some walking shoes and walk 1 mile. But they would come to a man and tell a man to step up. You won't even step up. You have steps in front of your house and you won't even step up and down the steps in your house. So how are you going to try to tell a man to step up? Were you raised around a man? Do you know what an actual man is? Do you know what the qualities of a good man are? Or are you just emotional? You're just babbling. You just grew up around a bunch of weak men that did not have weak men in their lives. So how could a woman that doesn't know what a man is and never had a man in her life tell a man what a man is and how he needs to step up as a man? And a man should not be allowed to do that to a woman either. Although we were here first and we know what the rules are. Men know. Women feel. Women are intuitive. Men are empathic. It is the burden of the man to know. It's the burden of a woman to feel the pain of childbirth. A man to know the sweat of hard work. Hard work isn't for women. You can work if you want, times change, gender roles are changing. We live in a different world nowadays. Women have somehow usurped the power from men. They're even the presidents now. We've been trying to get a woman president for the past 12 years. Hillary ran against Obama. Hillary ran against Trump. We have Kamala. She's the vice president of the Democratic Party. And so on and so forth. So I talked about, Judas and the Black Messiah and things like that. We'll never have in this country a political party as strong as the Black Panthers were, because these things come around. It's like a once in a lifetime thing. It's like a shooting star. It's like a blinding light. Even certain events that happened back then, we won't be able to have those things now. Things like the Million Man March, where more than 1 million men were able to meet up at Capitol Hill, and just there's strength in numbers. And something like that can't happen in 2021. The government makes it that way. They implement ideas like the corona pandemic. We're not having these people go outside. We're not having these people form rainbow coalitions. We're not having that. It's chess, man. It's not just Chairman Fred Hampton and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and outside of all the other people that were encouraging, were doing positive things in the community. Even look back on these stories. Look back on these stories of people that have been attacked or murdered or brutalized by the cops. Look at their backstory. They were some sort of intellectual expert, some sort of intellectual teacher. They were doing something in the community. They did not have a fearful spirit about them. Pay attention. Research all of the people that, even entrepreneurs. I'm not gonna work for you. I'm gonna take these same products that you sell to my people to have them killed and locked up. I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna sell Lucy cigarettes or something like that, not bothering anyone. You don't have to sell drugs. People willingly go into corner stores and buy bottles of liquor. They willingly walk into dark alleys to buy crack cocaine and things like that. You don't have to force people to smoke cigarettes or do drugs or drink alcohol. Man is doing nothing wrong. On down to one of the things that really started it off, that brought attention to a lot of people's eyes, the Trayvon Martin thing. Again, you look at our 12-year-olds and our 16-year-olds like they grown as men. Oh my God, they want to come out here and start yelling, Jesus. Oh man. So you just have to think of it that way. You just have to think of it in a positive way sometimes. A lot of these things can trigger you. A lot of these things can turn you off. Again, Judas and the Black Messiah. There were snakes. There were traitors. Again, I did a video not too long ago about black people or niggas really being scared to work together, because there's a prolonged history of us, getting in trouble for forming groups and things like that. So this is not a surprise that there were insurrections, or there were coups, or there were different people that were not brave enough to help move the culture forward. Again, what are you doing speaking so intelligently? The only place I have in society is to be a traitor. My claim to fame, my 15 minutes of fame, is going to get rid of you. It's supposed to be my brother. But since I have no confidence, and I let these dark energies take control of my mind, whether it's envy, greed, gluttony, sloth, whatever the case may be, I let these energies get into my mind, influence me to do things that I shouldn't do. Imagine a mother or father waking up in the morning while the entire family is sleeping, and just be like, oh my God, you know, do what they did to, Fred Hampton's apartment. A mother or father just randomly gets up and just goes in the kitchen and get a knife and just start killing everyone in the family. Like, that's deep psychological shit. That's weird shit. We don't need the Bible to tell us the difference between right and wrong. You inherently grow up knowing that it's wrong to kill people. Who has to tell me that it's a bad thing to kill my mom? But yeah, just pay attention to these things. I ran it long enough on this video and didn't even get out half the things that I wanted to get out. With this phone, and a lot of my camera equipment and things are coming in this week. I can't shoot any videos longer than 30 minutes on this phone. I can, but then they'll begin to segment. So that's something new that I learned recently during the past week. Once it gets over 30 minutes, it automatically shuts off a video and starts a new one. So I guess my new thing is going to be shooting 25-30 minute videos and things like that on the fly. But yeah, man, go through my playlist. Go back through my videos. I have a motivational speech playlist. I try to get fancy and fun with tarot sometimes. I explain, the 7 chakra networks and the 7 deadly sins and all these different energies that we have around us that people really should be paying attention to. It's not, we've already entered the age of Aquarius. It's not about what you can see anymore. It's about what you can prove. It's about intellect. It's about communication. It's about sharing. Again, the spiritual world is merging with the internet. That's why we have the interweb. That's why people are able to exchange ideas nowadays and extract reparations or resources from the system. The only thing that the powers can do is shut down the grid, shut down technology, shut down the light of the world. But that's a double-edged sword. If you've seen any zombie movies, you know how far people are willing to go to get what's right, to get what's theirs, and to get justice. People just need to start righting a lot of these past wrongs so that we can move past all these old scars. People just really need to start being the best that they can be. Look at my mango tree. Yeah. Haven't really shot any videos in the backyard for a while. But that's the past. We're not moving back to the past. I shot a lot of videos in the backyard when I first started creating these videos and putting my visionary stream of consciousness online for people to dictate their opinions, to judge it, to learn something from it, learn something new every day, even if it's something small. Rome wasn't built in a day. You never know when you're going to develop that one idea that's going to change the world. So that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my rant today. I combed my hair today for you folks. So be safe. Love you. Try not to trigger your common man. Try to learn new language and ways of expression and communication to help de-stress and desensitize. But that's it. Frequency of love, man. Y'all take it easy.